What's up, banana bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Junglejims podcast.
What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Junglejims podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and hey, I'm out here now, test out some new microphones. Let's go over to the expansion and see what's up. It's pretty cool. I know a lot of you have been asking about this for a while, but I thought I'd show this off because it keeps growing. Well, the expansion itself not, but we're filling stuff in and we're doing a great job. And this is the kind of fun thing. So while I'm here and we're walking it a little bit, make sure you download the Junglejims app. It's a great way to keep up on store events. You can check out for new products. We've got a price scanner in there now. You can search the map in the store to find products that you're looking for. You get the 5 most recent episodes of the Junglejims podcast. That's pretty cool. And probably your favorite part, exclusive deals every week for Junglejims shoppers. That's very, very fun and cool. So check this out. So what we've got right now on to your right, we've got expansion for India, Nepal. I'm really excited about that. My father was a moth, so I'm always attracted to light, and I love this display with all the different LED lights. How cool is that? And it's a fun way to learn about the culture a little bit. Again, you know, look at that little fiber optics. It's beautiful. Some more worship materials over here. At the time of taping, we're getting close to Diwali. That's pretty exciting. Look at all this stuff. And it's just going to keep getting better and better. Now, when we cross over this way, this is cool. So you can see way in the distance, we're still building all kinds of stuff up there. Pretty sure I saw Jim Beckett in there earlier making the Christmas candy display. I get hyped on that. Apparently we're carrying Cocaina Cubana. Pretty excited about this. New coffee from Cuba. As you can see in this aisle, for example, expanding to Cuba, Dominican Republic, and very famously this week, Puerto Rico. I'm sure you've heard a lot about them in the news. I love Puerto Rico. So here, what do we got here? Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Honduras. They get a section, and we've got all the frozen options here. I'm really excited. There's a couple of really fun things. We found products like Fruit Riot recently. Those are hanging out there. What else should we see while we're back here? You want to walk down this aisle with me? Let's go.
We already expanded. We already had all these places, but now
that's true.
So much.
That's right. If you couldn't hear lucky, yeah. These were all, for the most part, some of these were countries you carried a little bit of product in, right? And sometimes it may have been as much as just like a shelf's worth, right? But as you'll see for a lot of these now, we're talking expansive aisles. I mean, this is, I'm pretty sure well over 37 square feet we added on to the store here. And I think that gives plenty of room to give us the option to carry more stuff. Like, I mean, little things, right? Like we carried acai before, but now we're finding like acai sorbet. Look at this big tub. This looks fun. That is a lot of acai. Tell me in the comments what you think acai tastes like. And then I will privately respond to you. I used to love it, and then someone ruined it for me. I love all of this stuff. Like the bags, the hats. Look at the like sugar skull designs above it. Okay, wrap it up. Oh yeah. As we're whispering to each other off camera here. Let's see. How does this look? Is this a one-size-fits-all kind of a situation, you think? No. Still got a giant head, but I do think it's a good look. Should we show them some of the other stuff in the back that we're working on? Do you think? All right, let's go. Okay, here. Why don't I go through first so you don't walk into anything? I love the giant tusk. It's fake, but it's all for show. So I'm not quite sure what all these areas will turn into, but again, as we're just shuffling things around, I'm sure throughout the holidays and all of that, but I'm excited for this section, which will open up soon to the public. It's not open to all of you yet. Oh, is he back there? Are we gonna get another gym? Look at it, you can peek through the set. All right, don't feed the animals, folks. But let's see what Jim's got going on there. So every year Jim has like amazing stuff. Very soon we'll have a huge gingerbread display that's going on in here. Oh, the chocolate sardines. That is adorable. Look at this. We love tin fish, but I think we'll love it even better as chocolate. That's adorable. What do you got there? Lipstick?
There's one missing.
Yeah, it's okay. You look great though. Yeah, Jim's been back here trying all the product with me. We're gonna have one of like the world's largest like lint display. If you look on that side of the wall, look at that. There's just so much stuff. Now this is in progress, so of course you should be ready. Oh, that is so funny. Oh my gosh, we found a screwdriver over here, a chocolate screwdriver. This is the only kind of tool I know how to use. One that I can chew on. So this is great. One of the sections I think is undersung here, especially around the holidays, is all of our international gingerbread offerings. Everything from like these, I forget how you pronounce it, speculatius cookies. They're delicious. They're similar to like a real version of a Biscoff, the Lebkuchen, all of the original Nürnberger gingerbreads and the different varieties. And if you've never had an international gingerbread, it's a little like, not spicy or heat spicy, but just more spices. It's really good. And then on this side that Luck's about to show you here, check this out. This is some of our gift stuff that's coming for the holidays. We love the little cute skillets, but I think I found maybe one of the hottest sellers this year, hopefully. These are cool. So this is espresso martini. They have a daiquiri, Paloma, but these are cocktail mixer infusion. So literally you just buy whatever your favorite alcohol is. So for this espresso martini, just add vodka, and then it turns into the whole thing. And you've got like a ready-to-drink cocktail. That's pretty cool. If you're into that kind of thing. I see the yodeling pickle. We've got ornaments. We've got, look at this, the Tapatio ramen kit is adorable. I just tried some Torchbearer hot sauces down there. They have a 12 days of hot sauce. So we're getting set up, folks. The holidays are coming on us fast. All over us. Can't wait. Oh my gosh. What would you want to try most over here, huh? Well, now I've shown you a bunch of secrets behind the scenes, so let's get ready for this week's episode. I wanted to show you all this food because I didn't do a lot of eating this week. Instead, this is when I do one of my more heartwarming episodes. I love a charitable organization, and this week we are sitting down with everybody from the Purple Monkey Project. This weekend they're doing a big lip sync battle here in Fairfield. I'm gonna let them tell you all about it on the show. They're a really great group of people. I met them through Dave and Pat that used to work in Natural Foods here. Well, I guess Pat was dairy, but Pat's now, we'll give him a shout out. He's out in Washington State now. But they got me hooked up with Brad. And then I met Kevin through a Fairfield Chamber of Commerce thing that I'm involved here with now, some leadership group that we're doing. It's just been a lot of fun. So anyway, this just made sense to me. I thought this would be really cool. And they're having this big event up here and doing a lot of great things for the city of Fairfield. I had to have them on the show. So let's go ahead and jump into the studio and we'll meet everybody from the Purple Monkey Project, shall we?
Everybody feeling good? All the hate out of our hearts?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Perfect.
I mean, I am dealing with Kevin, so there may be a few zingers here or there.
No, good. I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, why don't we go around the table and introduce ourselves since we're already on this camera. Brad, introduce yourself and why we're here. Why are you in my office?
So my name is Brad Van Oss. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Purple Monkey Project. We have a few friends that work here in the store that have shared with you, and then our good friend Pat, who
held me to the fire to be like, can you please respond to this? I'm like, oh gosh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
But
Dave and Pat, huge help though.
Yep, absolutely. Big shout outs. Told that we got to get together, and finally it worked out.
Yeah, I'm glad it did.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Kevin McDonald, I'm the vice president of the Purple Monkey Project. I've been on board almost from the beginning. About 6 months after its founding, I came on to the board. Just glad to be here. Glad to get our mission and word out to more people. So thanks for having us.
Of course, yeah. And Jami.
I'm Jami Snodgrass. I'm the social media director for Purple Monkey Project.
Cool.
I just came on in August, but we're working to get a more prominent presence through social media. We're currently on Facebook and Instagram pretty heavy, but getting on LinkedIn. We're going to be working on TikTok, which
Awesome.
is, for a bunch of old people like ourselves, that's not our niche. So we'll be working with the kids in our organization to get that out. But really, it's just raising awareness and really showing what we're doing with Purple Monkey Project. There's a lot of good things that we'll get into today that are beneficial to the youth in our community.
I love that. Well, yeah, who wants to tackle that? What is the Purple Monkey Project?
So, Purple Monkey Project was started 3 years ago. It is both a curse and a light, all in the same for myself and our family. So, my wife and I, we have 4 kids. Our youngest daughter, Reagan, 3 years ago was 10. She was killed in an accident. Obviously, it left a hole in our heart, and our friends and family, and the community. We realized very, very quickly at her visitation, the company that did that for us, Webster Funeral Home, Bob Webster came up to me and told me that about halfway through it, he's never seen anybody, that many people at an event ever. So we decided that right there and then we had to do something to continue her spirit in the community. So got with some friends, talked about it, and Holly and Jason Behrens came up with the name of Purple Monkey because that was Reagan's favorite stuffed animal. That's her right there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Purple Monkey went everywhere with us before the accident. That was always something that we had to have with us, or else it would be a horrible trip. We actually forgot her one time down in Florida, and she got sent back to us via FedEx by my wife's cousin. Sent her, so she had her own little trip there. But ever since then, Purple Monkey still goes with us. She would be here today if she wasn't with my wife in her classroom. And Angela, by the way, says hi. Co-founder and brand manager. She wishes she could be here, but she has a paying job that she has to be at.
Hey, I get it. Yeah.
So that's kind of how we started. That's how we got here. I'll let my friends tell about other stuff we do and kind of go from there.
Yeah, so I was one of the many in attendance that day, and Brad and I go back. My youngest daughter and his oldest daughter cheered together in kindergarten. I've known the Vanoss family for a long time, and so Reagan was just somebody that you couldn't not be happy around her.
Sure,
she just spread joy, and so I've been working in the community for a long time. I coached girls basketball at the high school for 12 years. And so, one of the things that really struck me about the mission is about spreading kindness, which is just so desperately needed in this world today. Yeah. I think sometimes we look at problems at such a macro level that it's like, I can't really do anything because the problem's too big. And the answer is, yes, you can. You can start by opening a door for somebody, paying for somebody's meal in the drive-through.
Yeah.
You can start by spreading kindness, and that's kind of what Reagan was all about. And so that's why it struck me as something that's worthy of doing. So
yeah, that's beautiful. And how about for you, Jami?
Yeah, so I initially met Brad, his son and my middle son trained at the same baseball academy together. So I ran into him, and he tried to recruit my son unsuccessfully, I might add,
right.
for a couple
still
of
bitter
years.
about that.
He's still a little bitter, but anytime he needed a fill-in spot, he would invite my son to play along for the weekend if my son wasn't busy. So I got to know their family through that. Reagan was very spicy, very sassy. She was the leader of that house. She was the baby, but she ran the show.
Right.
But I've always volunteered at the events that they have. I was rolling off of a 6-year volunteer gig with the high school marching band here as their pit crew leader, and it just kind of fell in place.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the pit crew, though. That's one of the things from high school I don't miss.
Yeah.
I loved marching band, don't get me wrong, but I remember rolling away all the equipment. I was like, oh, gosh, I don't want to help anymore.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was like 30 to 40 hours on the weekend. So when Brad approached me and he's like, it's a couple hours a week, I'll be honest, it's a little more than that right now, but it's fine. And it's good, worthwhile, meaningful work. So I have capacity to,
That's
spread
awesome.
the word.
Well, it's like part of the building phase, right? Like
Yeah.
that's sort of the thing where you're like, all right, right now I'll tack a little more, and then you can automate some of that, right?
Yeah, and I think it coincides with what event we have going on. So
Sure.
our golf outing that we had in September, thankfully we have a lot of community support. So we had almost 100 sponsors, and you need to give 100 shout outs, right?
Yeah.
Just promoting events and things like that. And now as we're going into our lip sync battle this weekend, Reagan's mic drop, it's at the Community Arts Center Saturday
so bummed,
night.
by the way, that I can't be a part of it this weekend. I felt so bad. Brad had called me about it, and I was like, I would love to do that. And I was like, oh, no, cool.
So
it's like
you're
the
in for
one
next
day-
year,
I am
right?
100% in for next year.
Yeah,
You have it contractually obligated now.
First Saturday in November.
I'm ready, yeah. Well, hopefully Simone Biles doesn't show up then again, too, because I was like, I have tickets to go see her do her thing. I was like, that sounds incredible.
I'll be honest that when I've talked to people over the years, last couple years about doing this, a lot of folks like you right away, you said yes, and let me check my schedule, and a lot of people immediately say no, that's not my thing. I can't do that. Okay, I get it. I understand it. But I will say out of all the, I'm sorry, I'm doing this, yours was the most unique. I'm going to see Simone Biles. And my first thought was...
I sent the screenshot and everything. I was like, just so you don't think I'm giving you a line.
Oh, exactly, because I got that. I was like, Simone Biles. Oh, sure, Mark. Here we go.
Okay.
Then I got the tickets. Well, today I invited another set of people. Hey, VIPs, if you want to get there.
Yeah.
And the response I get is, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We're going to see Simone Biles." And I'm like, "That's legit. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
There
I
we
know
go."
that's definitely. I felt so bad
legit.
too. Oh my
That's
gosh.
fine.
Yeah.
And Kevin and I will always be on the side of the immediate no. Like we will be there to support you, but we are not gonna do
I will
an
find
activity
something.
like
I
that.
will find something, some piece of blackmail somewhere that this obviously doesn't fit into our mission, but I will find some piece of blackmail. There will be one day where this man right here will be on that stage. I will find it and I will use it.
Every organization needs people behind the scenes
That's right.
that
That's
just
right,
make
Kevin.
things run and hum. And I am perfectly happy playing that role.
The event mechanic, as it were.
That's
Absolutely.
right. Our day jobs make us very successful at being behind the scenes.
I
Correct.
love that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, Brad, this just means I'll be helping you find out what those things are to get
Exactly.
there.
Oh, right.
I like
right.
So anytime
You're gonna look at the Fairfield Chamber of Commerce leadership
Right.
thing way differently now.
yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
going to be
gosh.
on guard, Mark.
I know. I'm
What I
sorry.
can share and what I can't share. I like it.
We did have a weird thing last week with the library, though. That was funny, right? Weren't we talking about the Seinfeld thing?
Yes,
Yeah. That's all I
absolutely.
could think about too.
I kept looking for Mr. Bookman.
Right?
Like, this guy has to be here.
It was just one of those funny, and I'm sorry to derail already, but it was just.
Oh,
one of
this
those
is going to
funny-
happen. This whole thing.
I kind of
especially
assumed.
with me.
Right, yeah, same. I just kept laughing because they were like, "Would you like to see a behind the scenes tour of the library?" And I was like, "Of course." And then it was just a room with books in it, and I was like, "That looks just like the rest of the library, but there's a drive-through window." I mean, don't get me wrong, I was excited. I found it, you know.
Yeah.
Except the corkboard on the wall with
Yes.
the pictures of people not allowed to visit the library.
I think they were like, "You're not."
What-
Remember,
yeah.
they were like, "Well, you're not supposed to see that," and I was like.
Oh, that's
Well,
funny.
now I need to know exactly what these people did to get
knew?
Yeah.
a permanent ban from the library.
Permanent
Wow.
ban from the
From
library.
the
Yeah.
community library.
Yeah, that's kind of
Wow.
impressive, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to rule the books with an iron fist, I suppose.
I got it.
Fairfield's not letting anything slide.
No
No,
way.
that
Not a
is
chance.
awesome.
Not a chance.
What do you got to do to make that list?
That's I know, right? Exactly. And I almost don't want to know because
Kevin,
I love
will
a challenge.
not be doing that because I know as soon as I said that, his blood pressure just went tick, tick, tick. I go, "Oh, Brad, here we go."
It's a good thing I don't have my blood pressure monitor on me right now, because yes,
Right.
I would have interrupted with all the other equipment.
You're like, what's the beeping? You know? Oh my gosh. Well, you're talking about the event this weekend. Tell me a little bit more about it. I mean, obviously, lip sync battle, so I have a bit of
Oh,
a...
I would love to tell you more about
Please,
this.
explain
I
it
would,
like
I
I'm
would
5.
love to tell you the genesis of this.
Oh,
Let
my
me-
gosh.
Let me before you start, let me get to the point where you got the phone call. Okay. So over the last couple years, I've had these ideas that come and I usually soundboard them off him, and usually it's met with slow your roll, stop, just no, not no. I wanted to put a big gala on, after the first time we went to the Joe Nuxall Miracle League ball, and that's held here. At the Oscar Center, and I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, and it's all right. We're not there yet, So, a couple years ago, in July, we were going on a family trip, and we were going down to Tennessee. If anybody that knows me, family-wise, knows when I go on a trip, I'm driving, I have to leave early. I mean, super early, before the sun's up, everything. So we're on the road by 4:30. Within 20 minutes, everybody's already asleep.
Yeah, perfect.
We're down in the middle of Kentucky. I'm just driving, bebopping along, lip syncing, because obviously I'm trying to keep everybody asleep.
Sure.
And that's when this idea hit me. I'm like, LL Cool J's lip sync battle. City of Fairfield, get all sorts of people. I can get the police department, I get the fire department, I can get, Fairfield City Schools, I can get this person. Holy crap, this would be really cool. And you know what? No one's doing this. This is awesome. So I looked at my phone. It was still way too early. I started thinking, putting more ideas together. Then I finally figured, you know what? Kevin's awake. Go from there.
Ring, ring, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like this, actually it was like a typical day, because that's usually my first call from Brad in the morning.
Which I've blacklisted that. No calls before 8:30 because
I made
just
that mistake
can't.
once.
I can't.
I am also an early riser and early to work, so I took the call. And Brad is the eternal optimist. we can do this. It'll be amazing. We'll fill arenas, gladiator style, the whole nine. And so I'm usually the one, and I hate doing it. But I'm the one who has to okay, sure. Let's talk logistics. How are we going to actually do this? But there were many ideas before that I felt bad for kind of keeping it real with him. But the mic drop, I said, that's actually an interesting one. Because nobody is doing it, and the first year, again, the folks we got from around the city were great, and everybody embraced it. And I would say the second year even got some folks from outside of kind of the immediate community, like Alex Meacham, Brandon McIntosh, who played at UC and Xavier. And Alex is coming back with a vengeance this year because he wants grand champion, not just battle champion. So it's really cool to see it grow, and people embrace it and have fun with it. So it's a serious night on the one hand, because we do things like honor our Reagan Vanessa Spirit Award winners, honor Firefighter of the Year, Police Officer of the Year, Living Legacy Award, T-shirt of the Year. So we honor a lot of really great people, in addition to having a lot of fun. So, it's a great event. And
that sounds cool.
Always look forward to it.
Well, and while we're doing we're mid plug, where is it this year? What time? Let's get all the details. We'll do it again at the end of the episode too. But
so it's at the Fairfield Community Arts Center this coming Saturday, November the 2nd. It goes from 5 to 9 p.m. Tickets are still available. So if you hear this, go to the website, go to Community Arts website or our website. There's links to get your tickets there. But
and what's your site, by the way?
www.purplemonkeyproject.org.
Awesome.
Kevin will be proud of me because I didn't remember it. You prompted me, but usually he goes to these things and he is the one that does that because I forget to mention it all the time. But no, from
I'll get it out of you, Brad.
That's right. 5 to 6 is a happy hour. You get to share some events, get to pre-donate if you want to, and then our event goes from 6 to 9 p.m.
That's awesome.
And while we're at it, just a huge shout out to the Community Arts Center for being a great partner to us.
Jason Houseline, who runs the theater over there, does a phenomenal job. The first year we did this, we showed up expecting, what we knew was laid out, and we showed up to the Community Arts Center, and it was just absolutely covered in purple lighting.
Oh, cool.
You walk in there, I assume you've been there before.
Yes.
Whatever. You walk in there, and he had lights set up that put our logo down on the floor and up on the ceiling and on the side of the building outside. I mean, they are such a great partner of ours.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that too. It's really nice when you have obviously something like this that you've built that's going well, and again, like spreading kindness, and then to see the community get behind it too is always so refreshing to me because how many times does that not happen? Probably a lot, right? So yeah, very cool. Yeah. What are some of the other events and things that you all do? Are there like more regular things that you do, as far as engaging with the community?
So we did like most nonprofits, we have a fun run, fun run walk 5K. That's kind of like my wife's baby.
It's definitely a fun walk for me.
Yeah, it is absolutely a fun walk for him. And
is that another behind the scenes reference?
No,
I'm not walking in it. I'm just actually sitting in a chair.
I'm just not running.
Yeah, perfect.
So the first year,
where's the fun stroll?
Right. Well, the first year we did that, I was like, I'm going to get it under 30 minutes. And I realized quickly that I need to do something different for the next year because I think I was. I wound up walking with him or finishing with him, and I think we did it over an hour, and that was just like, wow. Now, he had a legit excuse coming off of a knee replacement, so I didn't. And so then I did, in my mind the following year, I'm like, all right, I'm going to train. I'm going to get this good. I think I went out twice and trained, but I did get it under 45 minutes, which was I was loving life. And then this past year, it's 2 times around. We do it at Fairfield High School, Fairfield Freshman Building. It's 2 times around that. I did it once, and I thought, you know what, that's pretty cool. And then I just, stopped. So
perfect.
But we do that event. We do a golf outing. I'll let Kevin kind of talk about the golf outing because that's really turned into his baby now. But We do a wiffle ball tournament as well.
That sounds fun.
We've done bowling tournament in the past. We do an event called Cannonballs for Kids, where we partner with another non-profit and try to raise money for both.
And shoot them with cannonballs.
Well, it's that.
I
See,
mean, you might
I
be
have
onto
an
something.
idea.
This
I
is
think I know where I can
I'm
find a
going to get a
pirate
call
ship.
tomorrow morning about shooting people with cannonballs. Thank you,
He's
Mark.
going to get a call or a text or an email that says, "I found a cannon.
Yeah.
We can do this."
What are we doing?
I think I got one back in seafood, legitimately.
Okay.
Some other events we do, like we did a community rock painting event
Oh,
this
cool.
year.
Yeah,
So
love
there's
it.
up at the Civitan Club in Harbin Park, there's Reagan Van Oss softball field up there in the Reagan Snack Shack. So hosted a community event, paint the rocks and put them out in the community.
Beautiful.
Great.
Which was
turnout.
really cool that we had people come up to us later and tell, "Oh, I saw one of your rocks at
Yes.
various places around the community." So that was an awesome event.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Side note, Brad mentioned earlier that Ange is a teacher. She's an elementary school teacher here in the district, and she had a student come up to her and say, "Mrs. Van Oss, I saw your house, your purple house." They thought the Van Oss family lived in the snack shack because it's a purple house, but they in fact do not live there. But it is a fully functional snack shack.
Sounds like a good place, though.
For sure. Yeah, but we're looking for ways that you can get involved. So we have several volunteer opportunities at our events. We're always looking for.
Cool.
Our board is heavily involved in a lot of community outreach, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, delivering beds in the community, or food pantries, furniture banks. And we always want people to come along and do those sort of things. So it's not just about a paying event like the mic drop or the 5K, but other things that you can get involved in your community.
Yeah, just bring a little help, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Especially this time of year, too, coming up. I know it feels like this is probably it's got to be the busiest time for most nonprofits, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Absolutely.
You only have so much time to do things, outdoors. It's not, we don't live in San Diego where you have, full 12 months to
Yeah, you're like,
do
oh, it's
outdoor
paradise.
things.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I will say, just to mention a few more, really great partners. Civitan, obviously, there in Fairfield by Harbin Park, allowing us to build the snack shack on that property. The Reagan Van Oss field, which is a wonderful field where we actually hosted a 10U baseball tournament for the first time this past year. in
Congratulations.
April. It was hugely successful. It was a very rainy weekend, but a lot of hard work by Brad and Austin and RJ, Radler, myself, just to get the fields ready to play, and the teams were so appreciative. But it's another reason to bring folks from the community together. The wiffle ball tournament's actually held at the Fairfield football stadium, so it's on their turf.
Okay.
So rain or shine, we can hold the event, and you can fit. I mean, we could probably squeeze 10 fields if we needed to on that 100-yard field. So they've been a great partner to us there. So, one of the things that I do love is how the community gets involved in supporting us, not just in, monetary donations, but also volunteers, giving us facilities, those kinds of things. So it does make our life quite a bit easier.
I'm sure. Yeah, and it's like big places to come see what you've created too.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
that's so cool.
So I got to just expound a little bit on Reagan Snack Shack. So first and foremost, it does look like a house. I had many people while we were clearing the area where it was going, poured the concrete, and big shout out to our partners who helped us along the way, Ernst Concrete and WB Contractors. Backstory is my family has been heavily involved with the Fairfield Civitan Club for better part of 30 plus years. And every time we did an event out there, whether it be baseball, girls softball, whatever, we'd have the concession stand open. And out of all of my kids, 3 out of 4 of them would be brought down against their own will. Reagan would be the one that really wanted to work it. You know, my mom and dad would be there, and she would be out there making change, doing things, and handing, Grandma, I need this, and this, and boom, boom. And other kids would be out like wandering around playing. She was in there. She loved helping us there. So after the accident, as the accident happened at the Civitan Club, my wife and I knew, one of the things we wanted to do right away, and that old little concession stand they had was just that old and small. And so we came up with the idea of Reagan Snack Shack, and got with some architects because we wanted it done right. And Todd Yobi, who's an architect out in Westchester, came up with a drawing for us, and immediately we fell in love with it. Now, doing stuff with the city of Fairfield, when you're building a snack shack that's not a concession stand, but it is, but it's not, and it's 2-story, and it's not a house, and it's everything else is kind of hard, you know.
Sure.
Shout out to the city of Fairfield for working with us, but it is every bit of 2 stories with a walkout deck, so you can look out over Reagan's Field and just
Really cool.
see it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, I to that young man's who said that to my wife. We saw your house. I had multiple people that would come by and walk and be like, "Who's building a house here?" You know,
Right.
so it's really, really cool. And the things that we have planned, you know, for that area down the road with the fields, and we also have hitting and pitching tunnels there now because we're getting heavily involved into baseball. It's going to be a good spot for us.
Oh, that's amazing.
You
Yeah.
want to talk about the brick program while we're on the topic?
Yep. Most places, we've actually had a brick program in place. You buy a brick, you put your family name on it for over a year. That is one of the things that I get my mind wrapped around, that Kevin tried really hard to say, "Hey, Brad, we're not there yet. Let's slow down. Let's not do it." But by God, I'm bullheaded. Ask Angela; she'll agree. But so
Who's conveniently not here?
We're
to agree
certified
right
in
now.
that attestment
Right.
as well.
So we, I got it all set up and shared it with our board and a few friends, and I think over the last year we've sold 7 bricks because we never shouted it out yet. So now we finally have pictures and doing it the right way. So hopefully here real soon we'll be launching that, share with the community, and I'm sure the community is going to step up again and you know, buy it, because we're going to have a whole pad out there at Reagan Snack Shack to be able to, just another way to help support the project.
That's really
And what
cool.
I would add here is, when we talk about community, it's the collective community. It's not Fairfield, right?
Right.
It's everybody's neighborhood. We're reaching out, and we're giving an award at another local school district. I'll not disclose where that is yet, but it's outside of Fairfield. This year we've had scholarships go outside of just Fairfield. So we're really just trying to expand our reach and get into other areas and get that level of community engagement and be able to benefit youth in those communities as well.
I love that.
So the things that we partner with schools is, it started out with things that are that our family, my family, has really been into. So the first year that we pass out what's called Reagan Van Oss Spirit Awards. I'll let Kevin talk about those in a second, but we passed out 3. We passed out one to Fairfield Show Choir, who all of my daughters and Kevin's youngest daughter take part in. And then we passed an award out to Fairfield's bowling team, because I'm a bowler, my son's a bowler. Our family's been part of bowling. The girls, when my son bowled for Fairfield, got drugged to his bowling matches. Hated every minute of it, but they were there.
Sure.
And then we passed one out to Hamilton's bowling team, because this community of bowlers is very tight knit, and they felt, you know, the sadness and everything when Reagan passed away. So their bowling team helped us. So we passed out 3. We're up to 25 to 30 now, but different sports. So I'll let you go from there.
It's my favorite thing that we do right now. You know, the scholarships are great where the kids apply, and there's a formal process. As a former coach, who's, you know, the best compliment I could ever pay to a player is that they were a great teammate.
Yeah.
And the Reagan Van Oss Spirit Award, we partner with, like Brad mentioned, whether it's an arts program or an athletic program, and we allow the directors or coaches to select the player that's most deserving of the award, and we give them some criteria, but basically it's who best exemplifies the spirit of Reagan. Kindness, looking out for their teammates. So not your best player. It could be your best player, but not necessarily your MVP, but the person who best exemplified the spirit of Reagan. And kind of in my shortcut way to say it, the best teammate. And so, getting to honor kids and because I've been in the school for so long, I know a lot of these kids, and I've known a lot of them, since they were in elementary school. So, so I know the type of kids that we're giving these out to, and it's like I said, it's my favorite thing we do. It comes with a $500 reward as well that they can use for kind of whatever the next step in life for them is, whether that's college or not. Sure. They can use that. We do ask that it be legal, as Brad always says.
Just please keep it legal.
Yes, the fine print. Yeah, right. But we'll be up to we'll budget for 30 of these next year, and we are in at least 5 school districts now that we pass these out to, and we'll continue to expand that. Our mission says Southwest Ohio, and that's really where we want to be. We don't want to be locked into just Fairfield. We don't want to be locked in even to just Butler County. We want to expand out to have a greater impact, because ultimately the goal is to get people to spread kindness. And so the more we can do that kind of across Southwest Ohio, the better.
We are also, with this Spirit Award, we are in Casper, Wyoming. My whole family is from the state of Wyoming, and I have longtime friends there that heard about this, and I was talking to him about it, and he said, I'd love to set it up there if we can. I said, sure. Yeah. And then we're also in a school in West Virginia where we actually passed out an award this past year. So as I said, the girls are heavily involved with show choir. Fairfield puts on it's called Fairfield Crystal Classic. It's their big show choir event for the year. There's schools from all over the country that come to Fairfield. It's usually a day or two, and it's an absolute rock show. It is like no other competition that's put on anywhere in the country, and they are recognized for that. It's a week-long setup that really is the bane of our existence at times, but we love it because of the things we do for our kids. But there's a school in West Virginia, Robert C. Byrd School, and I remember a couple years ago, before the accident, we went to West Virginia for a competition, and I think we saw them there for the first time then, and they were amazing. Yeah. Just absolutely just phenomenal, and Reagan loved them. And so this past year, when we're at the Crystal Classic, they had been there before. They had heard the story, because we partner a lot with show choir, and they allow us to do a thing. It's called the People's Choice Award there, where anybody can go and put a couple bucks donation into a jar who they think the best team was, or whatever else, or support their own or whatever. And we wind up getting the all of that money that's raised. It goes to that nonprofit, and Fairfield, we've partnered with them the last 3 years. And I remember watching another one of their shows and just being amazed by it. I mean, it was awesome. And then their director and their kids, after we made a presentation, came up. There was a couple of their students that hugged my daughters and were crying, and oh my God, we love you guys so much, and it was awesome. And it was right then I looked at Kevin and I'm like, we need to give them one of these awards. And he was like, absolutely. So we reached out to them afterwards, and they loved the idea, and they're like, thank you so much. So now they're part of it, and they're sharing Purple Monkey Project stuff in West Virginia.
That's so cool.
It's really it's an awesome thing to see.
Yeah, I love that. Go national, baby.
That's right.
Well, we'll have a softball team potentially in Florida this year as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
we sponsor one locally. They won the 72nd annual
our team did. Yep, my son's
tournament.
Metro tournament this year. Shout out to the Purple Schmunkies is
love
their
it.
team name. But we have a connection to a local kid that moved down there and wants to represent Purple Monkey on their jerseys going into next season.
Super cool.
The other thing maybe we should talk about is we've partnered with Butler Tech to bring on one of their digital media students. I'll not share her name here, but we're partnering with them to one, give her some real life experience working with a nonprofit, but it will benefit because she has a good skill set in YouTube videos.
Sure, awesome.
So she'll be at our mic drop this weekend capturing some footage, and we'll be able to pull videos and put those together, but also sharing our content with her so she can put some other stuff together. So we're super excited.
Yeah.
Top-notch kid coming out, but in exchange for her time and service, she will be awarded a scholarship at the end of the year.
Amazing. Yeah, you can't ask for more than that.
No,
That's
so
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
So great.
So cool.
Yeah, we're all volunteers on the board.
Right.
You know, we have paying jobs, you know, that we work, and then we do other volunteer activities. There's some members of the board that are what I call serial volunteers, just kind of wherever you can, you know, do something, which is great because that everybody's heart's in the right place.
Right.
But you know, one of the things that we constantly look for is ways to spread the word.
Yeah.
Ways to just get the Purple Monkey name out there, and so whether it's little things like our golf outing, which I may be biased a little.
It's not a little thing, Kevin.
I think it's one of the best golf outings out there, and our swag bags are the best. We have Purple Monkey towels and golf balls and little poker chip ball markers that we give away. But I've taken a handful of those. My wife probably tell you I played too much golf, but I've played a little bit of golf this year. I know, but I take those and I hand them out to just golfers that I run into on the golf course. They'll ask, "Hey, what's that?" They see my golf towel in my bag, or they see me lay down my ball marker. "Hey, what's that?" You know what? Let me grab a handful of these and just start handing them out. Yeah. So it's little things like that we can do just to, you know, spread the word. Jami mentioned some of the other events that aren't necessarily fundraisers, but a way to bring the community together, to kind of spread awareness, but also to spread kindness. So we're looking for anything that we can do there.
Yeah. We have the kindness card. So Kevin was talking earlier about, you know, you hold the door, you pay for someone's order, things like that. I always carry the kindness cards in my bag. So it has our website information, it has a picture of her, and then just a very short readout of what the project is about. And I did that recently at, Lindenwald Station. The person had not heard of the mission or Purple Monkey Project at all, and they ended up making a $55 donation.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was super cool.
Love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy to spread kindness.
For
right?
sure, yeah.
It really
comes
is.
back to you.
Yes.
What would be one of the most effective ways people could support you, like right now? I think obviously maybe attending the event this weekend probably is a fun way to jump in, right?
It's a great. I tell a lot of people when I'm describing it, it's a great date night.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's kid friendly, you know, as well. Even though our first year we did it, we did have one of our acts that was in full drag, and that was me. I tell you what, I thought
we'll run the clip here.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's out there. You can find it.
That's awesome.
I thought I rocked that little silver dress.
I'm sure you did.
I had a buddy of mine tell me that when I shared the picture with him, that Brad, you really need to start doing some ab work. And I was like, oh wow. But anyway,
that was your only takeaway. You're like,
exactly.
Great. Honestly, that's positive. You know? I'll take that review.
Right. But anyway, anything right now, you know, everybody asks for donations. Everybody does that, and yes, that's how we continue to grow. I take it a different way, though. If somebody can find out, the best thing that somebody can do is if they find out about Purple Monkey Project, they find out about Reagan, they say her name, they then in turn spread the word about what we're doing. That's huge. Yeah. That to me is somebody else that knows about her and find out that, you know, what she was all about. I joke all the time that out of all 4 kids, and they'll. You know, they all agree now. Reagan was the smartest one out of all 4 of them at that stage of her life, and she was wickedly smart. As a parent, you know things happen where you get upset at your kids or whatever else, and you're trying to prove a point, and you're trying to do this, and you know bring all of them together. And there are times that you get mad and upset, and you're really laying into the kids. And of those 4 kids, all 4 of them could be there. And my son, who's the oldest, and my 2 older daughters, Avery and Alayla, and Reagan would be there. You could just see when they were younger, you know, the little tears in their eyes, and you know they're getting really sad, and you know now they're hearing me, they know they've done bad and everything else, and I can look at my son, look at Avery, look at Layla, then I look at Reagan, and she's just sitting there like, what's up? How you doing? Like this, and I could never break her, you know.
Yeah.
And that's we joked around when we talk about Reagan. She was wickedly smart, wickedly smart. She was either going to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or she was going to be the head of a mafia crime family. You know, and
either way, making good money.
Exactly, and sometimes they go both hand in hand.
Exactly.
But
working in sanitation.
Exactly. Yeah. Very, very good point. But she would have done it, you know, and she would absolutely would have rocked it. So you know, that sort of thing, you know, spreading that word is huge.
Yeah, and you can do that through our socials. We're very active on Facebook, Instagram. We're just getting active on Twitter and LinkedIn as well.
Sure.
If you see our posts, please share. Invite your friends to follow our page. You can keep up with the good work that we're doing with Purple Monkey Project, as well as keep up with any upcoming events that we have going on. In the last 28 days, we have a reach of about 15,000 people.
Awesome.
We're trying to get to 3,000 Facebook followers by the end of the year. I think we're at just over 2,300.
Sweet.
And
Let's go.
Instagram, right? Instagram, I think we want to
Shout
get
out to all your followers. You
to
know.
1,000.
Follow us.
That's
All
right.
of it. Follow them.
Follow it.
I'm looking into the camera when I say it.
We have a couple of giveaways right now. Once we get to 3,000 Facebook followers or 1,000 on Instagram, we are going to take our full pool of followers and give away a few pairs of Purple Monkey Project socks.
Oh, that's
that
awesome.
we
Yeah, I love
have. And we have another opportunity for a giveaway. If you spot a board member or someone in the community wearing Purple Monkey Project swag, you take a selfie, you tag us on social media, and your name will be entered into a drawing to earn swag for yourself.
Awesome. That's a great idea. Yeah, I love it. Easy way to enter.
Yeah, I think my big thing is, you know, the donations are great, don't get me wrong, but I think, you know, the most valuable thing we have is our time.
Yeah.
And so people that will either give a few hours of the time at an event, you know, putting together our charcuterie board, something like that for this weekend, those types of things are really valuable. Jami mentioned, you know, if you see somebody wearing Purple Monkey swag, you can find swag on our website.
Yeah.
And so, you know, wear Purple Monkey, take some kindness cards, and as you do something kind in the community, give one of those out. But I think, you know, the biggest thing is driving up followers. That's absolutely free. We're all on some social media, or most of us are on some social media. Find us on that social media and give us a follow. I think that's, you know, repost something, reshare something.
Yeah.
I think those are easy ways that are, you know, inexpensive and it doesn't cost much time. So those are easy things you do to support.
I love that. Well, in the meantime, let's get one more plug in then for this weekend's event. Saturday, November 2nd, the Community Arts Center. Help me out. I forgot the rest of the
5 to 9 p.m.
5 to 9 p.m. All right, that's right. First hour's happy hour.
Yep.
That's right.
That helps our contestants maybe get a little liquid
A
courage.
little better at lip syncing.
Yeah,
Weird how
that's
that works.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Tickets available on the Community Arts Center website, or you can go to Purple Monkey and link there.
And then again, that was purplemonkeyproject.org.
.org. Yep. Correct.
Awesome. That's great. And you can also find, I'm sure, volunteering opportunities, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Love it. All right, everyone. You heard how easy it was to follow them. Follow them online, repost, share. If you've got time, donate your time. You can also just donate your money, of course. That's secretly
That
the
works, too.
easiest thing.
Yep.
We don't ever want to talk about how easy that part is.
right.
You know what I mean? Time
Right.
is valuable. I was like,
Absolutely.
what? No, that's super cool. I love what you all are doing, and I'm really glad you came in. I'm sorry it took forever for us to link up on this.
I'd say it's worth it. Just being able, like I said, just being able to share, you know, say Reagan's name, everything else. And if a few more people watch this, and probably will be your least watched one, but you know what? Hey, it's okay.
You'd be amazed what people will support more than especially being in the grocery store industry, really, where I'm like, they love the charitable stuff. I feel like almost more than the food stuff.
You know,
is
I think because they expect the food stuff.
Right.
Oh,
This is like a
fair.
bit more of a
You know,
wild swing.
Now,
You're like,
I will also say that I was hoping there could be some sort of like hot wing eating session in this as we continue to talk.
Sean
and
Evans
eat.
was going to sue me for that. So that was why I was trying to do cold twos, which was just going to be pairs of items at increasingly colder temperatures. So you start out maybe like room temp, but by the end we're like licking liquid nitrogen or something.
Very good.
Sign me up.
I
you
know, right? It's going to it's going to happen.
Okay, I'm there, but you know, I did get a call from them too. Like, what are we expecting today? Are we gonna? And I really want to just, in all fairness, Jami does not like being out and speaking like this, so she's doing.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Jami. Yeah, yeah, you really did.
Small group. I like a small group.
Oh, okay, cool.
Last week we were at an event and I was in front of 200 people. Not my thing.
Right.
See, I have the opposite. If I'm like in a room of 3 people, well, it depends. It depends on the performance for me too.
Yeah.
Where it's like sometimes I'm just like when I was doing music, I was like, all right, if there's 5 people here, I hate this. But if there were 10,000, I'm like, oh, weirdo, that's fine.
Very
yeah,
good.
I
Very
really
good.
don't understand the difference at all. You know?
No,
It's
it's
crazy.
great. She's worth it, and that that's what makes me get up and
I
want to
love
do
that.
it.
That's
Yeah.
so
She
cool. Thanks, Jami.
and she the way she does. I had this whole idea of I'm going to totally like freak her out and be like, oh yeah, there's going to be like 30 people there. It's a big production. We're going to be eating the whole time, and you have to eat and talk at the same time. So, but I didn't.
I thought about it. I was like, do I bring a food thing? And I was like, no, this is serious. We'll do it seriously first. And then, as I'm sure you'll all be back, and then we'll tie something in.
We would love to come back.
This
This is
this is the base tan. You know what I mean?
The base tan. Do you ever do bourbon tastings? You know,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
you know?
actually, we just did a really fun one recently. This company, St. Elmo's, Indianapolis' oldest steakhouse, right? But they
Oh,
came
yeah.
in, they just brought in a whole new line of a bunch of like pre-mixed cocktails. They brought some of their own spirits too. They were honestly amazing.
call
It was
us
kind of
up.
great. Yeah, exactly.
We won't have our Purple Monkey stuff on, but you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
we'll have our
we
you
can
know.
come for a
Oh,
different
we have
event.
street attire. Yeah,
this
exactly.
This is a really, really cool opportunity. We're starting to branch out and get, into new arenas. Last week,
Sure.
we had the opportunity to speak at Kings Island to their full-time
Oh, cool.
employees, which was super cool.
Yeah, I love it.
This is another opportunity. We would love to come back
Yeah.
and continue to share the good work that
If
we're
you ever
doing.
have an idea for something, I tell everyone, I'm like, if you have something you've ever wanted to do in a grocery store, I'm all ears.
Oh,
You're the
here
guy.
we go.
Yeah.
Here
You're the
it's
guy.
I know.
Kevin sitting there going,
yeah, exactly.
Another call I'm
Thanks,
gonna
for,
get.
thanks for swatting off the bad ideas.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Well,
But we do appreciate this.
Oh my
Honestly,
gosh, my pleasure. Yeah, of
it's
course.
awesome.
Yeah, anytime.
So,
Well, like I said, if you have anything coming up that you want to plug, let me know. Reach out.
do you golf?
No, I don't.
That's
I have
okay. It's a
incredibly
scramble.
tight shoulders, but if you need anybody to drive the cart, I am a great wheel person. I know
yeah.
my roles in the heist.
Yeah.
Either the brains or the driver. That's where I fit best.
That's right.
You know,
You and Reagan. I bet you two could have planned something out.
Personally, the way you described her, I was like, oh, I know that kid.
Yep.
She was me.
I love that. That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
Well,
I
thank-
will say, just
Yeah.
the final thing about her, she was the sweetest, snuggliest, just most wholesome kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she
Her
was great.
brother and sisters might not agree, but for the
No.
most part, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the contract as siblings.
right.
You're
Right.
just like, I don't know about this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm having my sister review this episode just so she can chime in on that one
Ah,
topic.
we'd love to hear that. We'd love to hear
Like
that.
it.
That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me again. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you so much.
purplemonkeyproject.org. Tickets for this weekend's event are available. You can get, support them as volunteer, all that good stuff. Get all the information there. You've seen them here. They got great shirts too.
Yep.
I did my best with the.
You did a great job.
I
We'll
have
you
something
something.
purpley.
We'll get you something.
Yeah,
We
sounds
got
good. It's
you.
one of my colors.
The
so
dress
into
I'm
it.
wearing Saturday is actually the color of that purple, so
I
you're
love
spot
it.
on.
Yeah, I was very happy to find. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a T-shirt that accidentally matches. What a great day!
That's so
You know?
awesome.
I was like,
Killing it.
Who knew there was so much wine color in my closet? There's not. There's just these two items, everyone. Well, on that, thank you all again for joining me, and to all of you out there watching and listening. Thanks so much for tuning into the episode this week. We appreciate the support. If you're only listening online, I know that's where most of you take this in, but please do me a favor. I'm trying to grow the YouTube page. Join us on YouTube as well. I make it really easy for you there. You can see the shirts I just complimented that way. It's super easy. And the pumpkin's on my desk. And for those astute viewers, you can probably tell when I'm recording show based on how many of the caramel water stickers I've stuck on this white pumpkin. That's an Easter egg for you. In the meantime, though, I'll see you all out there in the aisles.